What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Two Car Guys. I'm John. This is Adam. Got it first time, baby.
First time, first try. I love
it. Let's see.
Big
Adam,
weekend. Big weekend.
Big weekend for both of us, but unfortunately, I didn't get to go have all the fun. You did, though. You got to go have a great time.
So John got stuck. I wouldn't say stuck because it was still pretty cool, but John was busy doing APR things.
Yes, APR dining. We had our big open house. We did dyno pulls. We did giveaways. We did a bunch of cool stuff. The team there really put it together. I think it turned out really well. We also had our dealer conference last week, so I was completely tied down to work.
Busy.
When work calls, I guess you gotta work, but I can't necessarily complain because it's still car stuff. It's just not nearly on the level of Petit Le Mans, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
Adam.
Okay, so first of all, I'm kind of losing my voice. Everybody who's listened to the channel, I don't normally sound like this.
Right.
But a lot of that was because I was yelling over race cars pretty much for 2 straight days.
Right.
So let me start by quickly thanking the folks over at Aston Martin for the hospitality suite and for getting us into the Petit Le Mans. Thank the folks over at Tudor. They gave us some incredible access, and we'll definitely talk about that in the channel and on some of these videos. I am actually wearing my Tudor Black Bay GMT today. Absolutely love that watch.
Settled.
We're gonna get you there.
Get there one day. Come on, Tudor, hook me up, man.
So Tudor we found out. So Tudor actually sponsors this race, and they award the champions of the race a Tudor watch, and it's a Pelagos. It's a titanium watch. Kind of reminds me of the Submariner. But this watch you can't purchase in the store. You have to earn it. You have to win the Petite to be able to earn that watch. So that's really cool. They give 2 watches to each team, each winner, division, to each driver, right? Because there's two main drivers on the team. So speaking of teams, and I was telling John this earlier, there was one team in particular. Aston actually brought us down and introduced us to the Heart of Racing Aston Martin racing team.
Such a cool thing.
Such a cool thing. They are some of the coolest people I've met in a long time. Everybody there was really, really, really nice.
Yes.
Not to mention the fact that their mission, and you'll hear about that in a second, but their mission is not just incredibly important, but it's so cool that they're doing it, right?
Absolutely.
And so today's episode is a little bit different than our normal episodes because you're not going to get to see John and I here for, I don't know, a few minutes. For the next few minutes, we're actually going to go on location and we're going to interview the Aston Martin Heart of Racing team. Welcome back, Two Car Guys fans, to the Aston Martin Heart of Racing tent. I'm here with Juliet, and we are looking now at the Aston Martin Heart of Racing team. So Juliet has been nice enough to give us a behind-the-scenes tour of a little bit about what you guys are about, some of the background about Aston Martin Heart of Racing, and the cars. So let's start with the cars. So we have 2 Vantages, right? And they're what? GT3?
GT3.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the horsepower, some of the features about the car. So you said they were 500 and...
So we're working with 540 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And these cars are identical, correct?
Identical in horsepower and spec. The only difference is our setups. They're 2 separate teams, so the setups can be a little different. Based off the drivers are looking for.
Okay. And so this is the last race in the series, correct?
It is.
So
championship weekend, Petit Le Mans at Road Atlanta.
There we go. So we're hoping for a big result today because where are you guys in the standings?
Yes, we are contending for the championship today. This is a 10-hour endurance race. Yeah, we are competing with primarily the 77 Porsche AO and the 1 Paul Miller BMW.
Now the Porsche is the one that looks like a dinosaur, right?
That would be right.
Okay.
That one consistently does well, right? So it's great that we're even in contention with it, right? So where do we have to finish to beat that?
We need to be on the podium.
Okay.
Period. We have to be on the podium. 23 needs to be on the podium. to win a championship. And then the 77 car needs to get to 7th place or below.
Okay, so we just need to go and throw some, like, loose nuts and bolts over by the car, make them worried a little bit, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or do a little race dance.
That'll work.
A strategy dance.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, the 23 has done fantastic this year. Not to say the 27 hasn't.
Right.
We are leading in the manufacturer championship point. Our drivers are pretty excited. It's race day energy.
Yep.
But the 27 here is usually in the GTD category.
Okay.
But they're both in GTD Pro so that we can have more potential of winning the manufacturers.
Very cool. So something I just found out about Heart of Racing that's a little bit interesting is your relationship with Seattle Children's.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's very important to the scene.
Yeah.
When you look at the car, you see no sponsorship. There's no branding. We don't want that. Our mission is to raise money for Seattle Children's Hospital for kids with pediatric cancer.
Okay. So the money that you get from these races goes directly to Seattle Children's Hospital. That's awesome. That's super, super cool. And honestly, I didn't know that. I was here last year with you guys, and I didn't know that until this year. So that's really cool. Outside of that, so these two guys are going to be racing at the same time. They're racing for 10 hours today. Obviously, driver changes, I'm assuming, right?
Driver changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
How often do they change drivers during the race?
So that depends. In endurance races versus normal shorter races, driver stints, there's a minimum fee. I believe here we have a minimum of at least an hour and a half.
Okay.
So they have either an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Very cool.
But the drivers won't go more than 2.5 hours. We have 3 drivers, and we try to keep that. However, that does change based on the race. And the big thing today is traffic management too.
Okay.
We have 3 or 4 different series out there at the same time, different speeds.
Yeah, we noticed that yesterday because it seemed that there were different categories of cars at the same time, which is very interesting and adds a little bit to the drama, right?
It does.
So before we wrap up, can you take us around and kind of show us the inside of the car and the car itself?
540 horsepower. The engine is actually a Mercedes engine. Get a little closer. Take a look on the inside. All of the driver settings on the wheel accessible right here and on the side. And what's interesting, we will peer in to the other side. So everything over here is all IMSA. This is all electronics. This is the series tracking pretty much everything we do. Otherwise, this would be a empty weight here.
So obviously no passengers.
I wish.
Yeah, right? Well, very cool. So obviously Marco, Mario, and Zach are the racers from, all over, really, right? Yeah. That's incredible.
Considering we compete in wet, Ian James, our team principal, right behind us there. He is in America, Europe.
Yeah.
And since we're running the Valkyrie next year, it's
quite busy. It's going to be very exciting to see the Valkyrie on track.
We're very excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, very cool. Well, Julia, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Absolutely.
I know it was kind of unexpected, but this has been awesome, and we really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys enjoy the race.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Make sure to subscribe and share, and we'll be back for more. Thanks.
Adam, wow. What an awesome experience, man. I'm jealous. I wish I could have been there. Obviously, work calls, man. You got to do what you got to do. But we'll pop some pictures, obviously, from house party and all that fun stuff. I'll shoot them over to you. But that was cool, man. What an awesome, awesome trip.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then the even better part of that, and we've got a couple of little things that we're gonna put in here as well, is at the end of the race. So it's a 10-hour race, right?
Yeah.
And I know we talked a little bit about that. It's a 10-hour race. This is the last race of the season. So Aston Martin, Heart of Racing, was actually competing for the championship.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
They had to finish on the podium. They had to finish second. And Rexy, who is the Porsche that looks like a T-Rex,
that's right.
Rexy had to finish 7th or below, right?
Right.
So it was definitely an exciting, just very tense, situation. And we were all pulling for Aston to win. I was decked out in my full Aston gear. But Aston invited us down. We actually got to go into hot pit We were standing there with the race team during the last, I'd say 25, 30 minutes of the race. We were on TV. We were on NBC. We were standing with the drivers when they were getting their reaction as to, their driver going around in the last few laps. We even had the NBC guy behind us. He was trying to get an update. He said, I'm listening to the radio. There's nothing. And they said, no, he's dialed in. And so the NBC guy got on the microphone and said, we've got no communication coming from the Aston Martin Heart of Racing car. And they're saying that that's a good thing, that means he's dialed in.
He's locked down.
He's locked down. So the bad news is that with, one lap to go, he was about half a second off of the Ferrari, which was in second place.
Yeah.
He had to get second place, and the Rexy had to get seventh or below. And they just weren't able to make it happen. Right. But I will tell you, they finished second in the championship. The cars were third and fourth in the petite. So quick round of applause for these guys.
Great work, man. Great work. I mean, that's just unreal. I mean, it's still, the amount of work that goes into racing is just phenomenal. And these guys,
and if you saw the effort that they put in, even in some of these pit stops, right? If you saw the effort that goes into making this work, and how many people are involved, it's incredible. And the fact that we were invited in to have such, really in-person, access was awesome, absolutely incredible.
And we really appreciate that.
We do. And to the team at Heart of Racing, I'd like to first thank you for inviting us in and letting us be part of that. As you've heard, the money that they get from this, the proceeds are going to help children's cancer, which is absolutely one of the most important and best causes I can possibly think of.
Just know we love what you do.
We do
100%. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep giving to that foundation. It's a deserving foundation, and we respect that. 100%.
And everybody there, everybody there, from the drivers to the engineers to the support team to the pit crew to even the team principal.
Yeah,
everybody there was so nice. And quick side story, and this is how we're going to end this, I guess. But when we were at Petite, they have a fan zone, and the fan zone has all these different things you can do and participate in and buy. And one of the things you could buy was, there was a guy up there who was selling line drawings that he had done of the different race cars. And so they had one of the number 27 car, the Heart of Racing Aston Martin 27 car. And I bought it, and I took it down to the pit, and I walked up to them and I said, hey, listen, we came down here earlier we're with the Aston Martin folks. And is there any way that I could leave this with you, and at your convenience, you guys could maybe get a couple of the guys to sign it for me? Right. So the news is they didn't get a couple of guys to sign it for me. They got everybody on the team, including the team principal, to sign it.
That's awesome, man.
How amazing is that?
That's absolutely awesome, man.
And
super, super cool.
Just like I said,
can't wait to hang it right here, Adam. Thanks, man.
just the coolest people.
Absolutely.
And I will say, I think we all are, and you can see it in the video. I think we were all a little, heartbroken that they didn't win it, because we were so pulling for them. But let's not,
for next year.
We're definitely excited for next year, because John, I have a secret. Next year, they're not racing the Vantage anymore.
What are they?
They're racing the Valkyrie.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm very excited for next year. That's going to be really exciting.
Very, very nice. I love it, man.
But I can't say enough good things about the team, the drivers, the people, and about what they've accomplished this year. The fact that they were even in contention for the first place in the drivers championship, just amazing. Right.
Yep.
So absolutely incredible. And they did well on both the drivers championship and the constructors championship. So just an absolutely amazing experience and absolutely amazing time.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome, man. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, I'll have to catch them next year in the Valkyrie. That's going to be awesome too. So on that, we'll see you on the next one. We appreciate y'all coming out. If you made it this far in the video, hang around. There's others coming. Hit that button, and we'll see you on the next one.
That's right. Don't forget to like and share. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it. And we will see you guys on the next one. We got some good content coming up, including a very, very exclusive video with the new Fox Chevy Baja truck.
It's going to be cool, man.